see Max. Max. Okay, sit down, sit down, sit down. Gizmo, you coming over? Come on, you can come sit up here as well. Come on, come sit up here. Anyway, Whippets. You've got to love them. They are just so gorgeous. I mean, everyone's got beautiful dogs and we all love our animals. I chose Whippets because I've never had Whippets before. Originally I wanted a greyhound, but where I was living before, I was near a main road and it was just a bit dodgy. So then we moved to the country, and as you can see, the dogs have got a much better life than they would have if they'd lived along the main road. I mean, the garden was all fenced in on the main road, but it's so much better where we are now. Yeah, if you're ever looking to get a Whippet, they're just calm and beautiful. They have their moments when they fight, like you've seen on some of my other videos. We got these as puppies. Max was 6 weeks old when we went to see him, so we got him at 8 weeks. He came from a litter of, I think, about 8 or 9 of them, but I loved his colouring. I just love this colouring dog. I think one of his eyes, I think this eye here is a bit boogly, but he's still gorgeous. We wanted to buy them and breed them, but they just had one testicle each, so we couldn't breed them. We had to get them desexed because it was dangerous otherwise. If you keep the testicle in, it was right in the groin somewhere, so they were desexed. Otherwise, yeah, we would have bred more Whippets. Max we've got at 8 weeks old. Gizmo, come here. Gizmo we got at he was about 11 weeks old. We got him from a different breeder. Yes, we got Max. We got Gizmo. He was about 11 weeks old from a different breeder. But for some reason, he's a lot skinnier. So whether his actual breeder bred them differently or his type, because his class is brindle, whether his type are much more skinnier or just Max is just a fat dog. Anyway, but yeah, they're just lovely. So if you're thinking of getting one, they're really easy to train. Come on, that's it. And they're just lovable. They literally, unfortunately, sleep on our bed, so we always got, they don't shed much, but, well, Max does a little bit, don't you? You shed a little bit of hair. But Gizmo's pretty good. So you just got to, keep cleaning your beds and, defuzzing them. And they're non-smelling dogs as well. These dogs do not smell unless they've, let one off or something, but how gorgeous they are. They're just so loving, aren't they? Mm. And they love kids as well, don't you? Yeah, you're just beautiful. Gizmo, you want to come in? Come and bring me a bone. They have so many keywords that they know what I'm saying, don't they? I think Gizmo's gone outside anyway. But they've had a lovely morning this morning. As you can see, they went down to that little park area where the water is. They hadn't been down there before, so they pulled me over. I actually fell over in the sand. I didn't film that bit though. But anyway, going back to having Whippets as pets. I'll tell you our routine with our dogs. They get up. Max, it's normally Gizmo normally brings the ball in the morning, tennis ball, drops it down by our feet wherever we are, and he wants to have a run, and then Max gets all excited as well. So that's one of the first things we do. They have a run, and then I feed the birds as well, all the wildlife and everything. So that run's probably about a 15-20 minute run in the garden, and then they get a couple of treats after that, and a little bowl of dog biscuits. Oh, there they are. So they get the dog biscuits, and then they just sort of chill out for a little bit. If I'm not working, they'll come and have coffee with me, which is what you saw this morning, and then a bit later on, like they'll probably have a lay down after this. Later on, Gizmo would normally bring the ball again and drop it at my feet again. So then it's time to go around the garden again. So we throw the ball again. They have another 15-20 minutes. Then that'll do them for a little while. And then they just sort of laze around, and they often lay on my bed during the day. And they've got 3 or 4 different beds outside they can lay on too. They're quite happy watching the rabbits, because they're all enclosed in our garden, they can see rabbits from the other side. They're quite happy just watching whatever wildlife's going on. Maybe after dinner, me and my husband would take them around the garden and around the back of the property. We call it a sniff around, so that's different to a run, because a sniff is when they're seriously having a sniff around and see what's been about in the garden. So those 2 keywords I use, like a sniff or a run, is the main thing for them. And I guess and dinner and walk and treats. Yes, Max, I'm talking about you. But they're just beautiful nature. So if they didn't even have a run all day, they would be all right with it. They just like you're loving, wherever you're sitting down, they'll come and sit with you. Yeah, their dinner, they do have a tin dinner, like the best I can give them. Optimum, I think I use. And the biscuits, not always the biscuit, I don't normally mix the biscuits with it, but it's normally just a tin of dinner between the two of them, because if I gave them too much food, obviously they're going to get fat, but they don't always want it at the time, so they just eat it throughout the evening. Yeah, and then when we go to bed, they get in our bed, and none of us get any room. They're normally on the end of the bed there, but you can never really stretch out. But overall, yeah, if you want them, whatever exercise you can give them, they are happy with. And they're just the most loyal little things. So yeah, they're just lovely. And then even if you just had one, I still think they're just lovely. As you can see, he's just so chilled out now. I don't know where Gizmo is, but he's probably outside. I think, yeah, I always think if you got a second one, well, a third. I can't get a third. My husband said no more dogs. I'd like to get a third puppy, a third Whippet. But yeah, two's better than one if you can manage two, because they're just best friends and when you're out. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a little snippet of their day again. I've done a few compilations now, and I agree some of them are similar to the other ones, so I do apologise if they're a bit too similar. But yeah, sometimes you kind of run out of ideas what you want to do for them. But yes, they're all in perfect health. They're just wonderful. I do regularly worm them and do all the things I'm supposed to do, and they've all had their vaccinations up to date. And you can just enjoy living with them and enjoying them as pets. So yeah, anyway, well, I'll just put all this together and we'll see you on the next video. And thanks again for watching.